Hi everyone. How are you all doing with the first part of spring? We just passed the spring equinox and we're all quite excited, but it's still a little on the chilly side out there. And I'm finding a lot of people's bodies are having somewhat of a challenge with the changes, especially for us with a time change thrown in there. So we've talked about spring as a season of growth and moving forward in the past, which it certainly is. But it's also a time when our hormones can get a little out of balance with the season change. And again, it's twofold if we experience a time change as well. So there is such a thing called springtime fatigue. And sleep disturbances, a lack of concentration, listlessness, and just general less performance within us are just a few of the side effects that springtime fatigue can bring with it. So, this time of year, when nature begins to wake up and we start to see signs of crocuses sprouting around us, and maybe our tulips and daffodils peep out of the ground, there's a lot of people that are feeling tired and fatigued along with it. Despite sufficient sleep, they still feel tired, and it seems as if no recovery is really taking place, no matter how long we sleep. So, there can be various reasons for springtime fatigue. And one is a hormone balance change due to the changing temperature and light conditions. So, in particular, the hormones serotonin and melatonin are affected by the influence of light. So throw in that time change that we experience here, and our hormones can really get thrown off. So our bodies need natural light stimuli to produce serotonin, our good, happy hormone. And in the spring, when the days get a little longer and the body is exposed to more natural light, more serotonin is produced accordingly. And on the other hand, the production of melatonin is reduced with the increasing serotonin. So, melatonin is a sleep hormone, and in the winter, this is the hormone that is mostly present because of the darkness. So, it is precisely this mechanism, that conversion and regulation of hormones within the body, that causes a lot of problems at the beginning of spring. So, people with low blood pressure actually may experience this a little more as the weather warms up, and when it gets warmer, the blood vessels dilate, causing blood pressure to drop even further, which in itself leads to fatigue and tiredness. So, these types of seasonal stressors added to already depleted and stressed bodies that I'm seeing a lot in the clinic lately can really only make things worse at this time. So, of course, there can be also a lack of minerals, as in the case of low blood pressure, vitamins, especially vitamin D, with our winters here. And so, vitamin D is produced by the body with the help of daylight and actual exposure to the sun on the skin, something we really don't often get here in the winter. We also need good liver and kidney health for the actual conversion and utilization of vitamin D. Vitamin D can be stored for a while, but our reserves are really often reduced to a minimum at the end of winter and really need to be replenished quickly. But hopefully, you've been taking your vitamin D throughout the winter. So, just before the fall time change last year, I was guided to develop a meditation to help with sleep cycles and to aid people in regulating their circadian rhythm. This meditation activates what's called the microcosmic orbit within your meridian system. And the activation of the microcosmic orbit is a well known Qigong practice based on the 8 extraordinary vessels or meridians. It's best known to be, well, it's known to be one of the best practices for the deeper levels of energetic structuring. And by activating the microcosmic orbit, which is the governing or dew and the conception or Ren vessels, you'll build vitality within this cycle, which in turn will nourish and build all the other meridians within your system. So, by activating the microcosmic orbit, it'll help balance all cycles within you. Not only will it help balance your circadian rhythm to help with sleep cycles, but also what's called your central clock in relation to the hypothalamus gland in the brain, which balances all of the hormones, including serotonin and melatonin. It'll help balance the what's called the peripheral tissue clock to regulate food intake and cravings, energy use, and insulin sensitivity. So using this meditation daily will really create a deep energetic nourishment for increased vitality to balance all cycles within you, which will then help you get back into your rhythm and your groove. So this meditation has been available to the Journey members since last fall, but it's also in the courses area on the website if you want to experience it and use it as an add-on to your self-care this spring. So the body usually takes about 2 to 4 weeks to adjust to the warmer temperatures and the longer days. However, you definitely can support your body in multiple ways with simple little adjustments, nourishing yourself on all levels, and by all means, giving yourself some grace and allowing yourself to rest instead of pushing. The push will only make things worse. So this year is about a journey back to yourself. Using the tips below this video and adding the cycles harmonization meditation to your routine will help you journey back to yourself with love and support. So I am wishing you all a wonderful spring season, everyone. And remember, if you're wanting a little extra support, there's always the Journey membership program to support you. And with that, again, I wish you a beautiful spring season, and I am sending you lots of Sherry hugs and big love.